Nature is a great teacher. No wonder our ancestors look up to nature to understand life itself. Our ancient scriptures are filled with hymns devoted to nature, as we treat nature as a god in too many instances. The sun, moon, trees, rivers all were treated as divine creatures. Let us also see what we could learn from them. Sun, the giver of light, energy, seasons, the list of endless. But what we could learn most from it is how should be when we are in a position of power. Many a time the sun is covered by the clouds. Yet what does it do? It does not wrestle with the clouds to show who is greater. It does not take away the cloud's moment of glory, that the cloud could overshadow somehow as great as sun. Instead, the sun gives the cloud a halo, its silver lining, making the cloud look more beautiful. Humans, especially leaders, need to learn from the sun. Moon, the best offer of calm, cooling sensation and aggraved of restless mind. The moon changes its shape every day. It is called fickle. But have you ever visualized the moon with a sad expression? No, never. In an age of shape, it always seems that moon is smiling. Whether it is wide crescent smile or an open-toothed half-moon smile, the peaceful full moon smile, it's always happy and filled with love. It doesn't matter that the faced with a change every single day. It still inspires hope and love. Rain. We love rains. We look forward to break from the heat. It bestows life into preached earth. It helps the crops grow. But beautiful rains create messy, dirty roads. Much like life, this beautiful life is ours creates messy, ugly situations sometimes. These situations make us understand life. They make us realize the value of everything that we have. They help us grow. Dirty roads don't make the rains any less lovely, but situations shouldn't make us value and love life any lesser. Trees. Nature's hardened helper, giver of oxygen, provider of shade to the tired traveler, health giver, shelter provider to the birds and other creatures. The tree never knowingly harms anyone. Instead, it feeds the hands that hurt it, whether one pets it with stones for the fruit or cut it for the wood. The first knowledge of the virtues like patience, forgiveness, generosity must be come up by observing the trees. Rivers. The rivers is one of the most important ecosystem in the world. It is the river of life of the fields, animals, trees, and human alike. It finds its way through the mountains and hills, through rocks and stones. It is playful in some places, tumbles down with the roar, or is very peaceful sometimes. It finds its own sweet music, makes its own path, and best of all, it accepts its merger into the big, wide sea. Can human life and its final journey be any different? Sea. There is nobody on earth who can claim to know how many treasures and seas contain in their depths. Perpetually attracted by the moon, they have the ebb in response to its closeness. Look into our lives. We can never measure the depth of human emotions, can we? Every emotion is a treasure which does not have to be displayed to one and all. Being peaceful and humble despite our riches, remaining our limits, almost always should be the most important lessons that we can learn from the sea. Never forget that there is always another wave, even if the earlier one returns. There is always more into life, irrespective of the setbacks. Fields, barren sometimes and sometimes slushy, a verdant green sometimes and browns otherwise. The fields reflect the season so beautifully. They are willing to bear a pain of plowing and weeding, to give the farmer the best crops. Even when the crops are cut and they are neglected, they sprout grass and feed the cows. It brings out from the depths to give and then give some more selflessly, is what we can learn from the fields. Remember that the lush fields also lay bare from the time to time. That is the time that the field replenishes its reserves. In business, when we face downturn, that is the time to start collecting our energies and bring up the reserves so that when the time is right, we are able to give our best. Divinity exists in all aspects of life. When we are aware of ourselves, we become aware of God, in all big and small. We then learn to live life well. We become complete.